We are live, so I was not either much here to do Monday night Raw on Monday night because those matches that I saw on Monday night Raw with Charlotte with Bianca Belair because her booking was just a mess the way how she either much I mean the way how she had been put in this match against Charlotte, and then you either much have her. I mean, you either much have her in this match. In this match against I mean, look, Bianca Belair did not need to win that Raw Women's Championship. She just did not either much need to win the Raw Women's Championship. Because I had saw that match. You know this was gonna be a disqualification because you know Charlotte, she too damn stubborn to defend her Raw Women's Championship, and like she is a heel, so Bianca Belair didn't need it. So we had this other match with Shayna Baszler losing to Doudrop. Now she eliminated from the Queen of the Ring tournament, and she advances to face Selena Vega. Then you either much have Bill Goldberg and you know what? I'm not here to talk about Monday Night Raw review. I'm glad I wasn't up here to do the paper view. I mean, the to review Monday Night Raw because that booking, what I saw with Bianca Belair and Charlotte at the end of the night, it was just sloppy booking. It was just sloppy, and I did not see no points in this match. So we are going to end up having us a iHeart radio station podcast. We are going to be covering AEW. We are going to be covering AEW Rampage and SmackDown because AEW is going to be on Saturday. AEW is Dynamite. AEW Dynamite is going to be on Saturday. That's what it's going to be on. So, and we are going to do a Monday Night Raw review. And so, either much the kickoff show we either much had. So the kickoff show, and people look, before we get to that, people don't either much worry about what time I'm either much gonna come on and recover my WWE crown, my WWE pay-per-view crown jewels, and then don't worry about when I'm come on because you don't pay me to either much do this show. You don't put me no give me the time or the day that's to be sitting up here. That's to be going over this paper to reviewing this pay per view in the afternoon. So don't worry about what I come. I wouldn't care. Look, people who is on StreamYard, it costs money. You either much have football players on the StreamYard, either much doing a sports podcast. You either much have people on the StreamYard is getting paid 34 millions of dollar unlimited to either much do this scream yard. They could either much have guesses to either much come on this show to discuss this with them, and they either much paying $35 unlimited uh, uh, for 6 months, and when that's up, you have to pay them again to do that podcast. Whether you want to do NHL hockey, NBA, whether you want to do football podcast on their show, and I see people do it on the live screen. And so with this, like, I really don't know why would I be getting my ass up here covering this pay-per-view of Crown Jewels. And because I said that you either much already know where I'm going from here, because WWE, what they had do, I mean had did, they either much had moved the TLC paper. Look, I mean these WWE superstars don't need the risk they body either much going into. Look, the TLC pay per view really don't either much need to be needed though, and this place was supposed to be taking place at Chicago, Illinois, and then look. Coming up December the 12th, but WWE removed the WWE TLC pay per view tables and ladders and chairs December the pay-per-view that we either much had every year. And what WWE need to do, they don't need the TLC pay-per-view, they don't need Elimination Chamber. I don't mind them keeping WrestleMania in April. We have this every year. We have SummerSlam every year around come August in the fall. WWE Class of Champions in September. We had WWE Hell in a Cell in October. We had Survivor Series every year. And then either much with WWE, like they need to megafy those WWE Tag Team Women's Championship. You don't either much have a deep roster on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. So why are you either much wasting your time that you see Nikki Cross, Nikki Ash, and Rhea Ripley? They are they are not doing nothing with those tag team championships. Nothing. Hmm. The Hell in a Cell match, Ed versus Seth Rollins in off the match, Seth with a steel chair around his boot, and he hits Edge with a super kick. Seth goes for the stump, but Edge grab a chair and the chair hits Seth in between the groin. I mean, yeah, but this is I'm gonna go like hold up. Hold up. We getting there. So the WWE kick off the ride Saudi Arabia with a pre-show that saw the Usos defeated the Hurt Business. Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley was nowhere to see the main main card. So the kickoff with a Hell in a Cell match like Seth and Edge. I really don't care. It don't do nothing for me. It really don't do. And either much so today at Crown Jewels event real at Saudi Arabia saw SmackDown women's because I'm keep doing it. And okay, the Usos defeated the Hurt Business because look, the Hurt Business, I think they really they didn't get drafted to Raw or SmackDown. They is just undrafted. They could either much pop up with every brand that they either much want to pop up on. So the Usos defended the Hurt Business and retained a WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championship. Look, I don't care for that because the Usos just get booked it in a kickoff match because in a mid card match, and then it really don't give them over. I mean, well, they out there acting like baby faces. So the Hart Business is just buried. So we the much get Edge defeated Seth Rollins in a Hell in a Cell, but I really hated who has to follow because this was absolutely fantasy and damn nearly perfected. The match had perks and value in a different passes, but the greatest part about this match was the vicious in everything that they did. Rollins tried to compound his stump with a steel chain. Edge is doing a callback from the previous HIAC match with the top ropes chair dropping Edge, stealing the stump, the sunset flip from the ladder onto a table. Edge bounced Rollins out the cell doing door through a table. Everything was just absolutely fantasy and keeping me eat garbage. The end specific was so artistic. Edge Thatcher Mansland manslammers and Wallace seeming dominant in him. If you didn't know how WWE storyline works, you think that Edge was really going to call his career here. This is how you end a feud, acceptably. And Trilog Cherokee. Cherokee of a match between two men was never thought would see each other in the ring. Edge's second WWE run has been filling with more knowledge matches, and he made it a point to change his style so he can keep up with the next generation and self-ills are averageable that stands of this next generation. I say both men pass it with flying colors. I hardly seen people complain that is pep padding a little too much time, but I do believe that the need that time to tell the story they were trying to tell and what we got it was well worth it. Sometimes it about the journey and not the directions. And what a hell of a journey this was. I am trying to find a reason not to give this the full perfect rating. And guess the only thing I can say is that I feel a tad but long, and they probably could have had this match without the sale in a it basically become a TLC bet inside it, but that aside, it's not each for me to not give it a perfect rating. One of the best matches this year. You may disagree, but I love the Hell in the Cell. I said, yeah, because Edge though should be getting a slammy of the Warrior because Edge either much have been he won in the 2020-21 Royal Rumble. He been at WWE Fastlane. He has been at at WrestleMania in a triple threat match with Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns for the WWE Universal Championship. He has been at the WWE what I did say the he has been at Money in the Bank. He has against Roman Reigns. He has been at WWE SummerSlam against Seth Rollins. He either much has been in the ring with Seth Rollins at WWE Crown or Jewels because he put up one hell of a match against Seth Rollins. Because I hope WWE do not contract back and do a repeat in this match with Seth Rollins versus Edge again because those two gonna be crossing paths again somewhere down the line. Because and I really hope that is the end because you know Seth Rollins is gonna be challenging Big E for that WWE Championship because you know Big E needs some fresh heels to either much work with for that WWE Championship. So that match in the Hell in a Cell was great because I'm glad that it coming to an end. Because Mustafa Ali, I was scared that Ali in the hometown hero was going to get shafted by beginning the one to follow the sale match. However, those two performed very, very well and immediately in small of the spot they were going to keep simple and build up some path for Mustafa in a babyface in pattern, and they had a pretty great athletic complaining. Not sure if Mustafa will get evaluated in from this and he only on the card because of the location. Both, but both mans look good here. I mean, yeah, because ever since Vince McMahon even broke Mustafa Ali up, because that look, those what would agree on Vince McMahon with, but the rest of those with Vince McMahon, all those crack everybody else though, Vince McMahon is serious to push everybody in the WWE to build a better, uh, build up top stars in the company and put these superstars, WWE superstars in WWE fresh storyline booking on television because I don't trust him to do that. He is not the guy to do that. Because either much with Mustafa Ali and Mansoris, I did see them either much stand together, and WWE should have never broken them up in the first place as a tag team. And they both is gonna be on Monday Night Raw. But I don't know what brand. I don't know what brand that Mustafa Ali is on because I know he been drafted to Raw. But Masu, I don't know what brand he on. So, and we get AJ Styles and Omos for the Raw Tag Team Champion. It's pretty much you run out the main and match and nothing that we haven't seen from those two teams before everyone played the best hit almost did is you big man stock and and AJ. Hmm. Hmm. Wait a minute. Let me get wait. Because I'm reading right now, but I'm trying to make sure it is right. So either much with AJ Styles and Omos. because we get AJ. Because I'm reading with man sues because the bell rang and we are underway. Why is numbers of arms bar receive a Masafa with the standing Masafa? He goes for the curve, but Ali kicks out and rolls to the outside. Ali back in the ring and chap the cheats by Ali in the corner and goes for other, but Mustafa with a chop to the chest. Mustafa sending Ali to the ropes, but Ali rolls to the outside. Mustafa with a baseball slide. Mustafa on the ring apron, and Ali slammed him down out to the outside, and Ali slammed Mustafa into the barricade. Ali goes for the Mustafa back in the ring. He goes for the cup, but Mansoor kicks out Ali with the karma clutch. Masood gets out of it as Ali jumps off the second rope and lands a tornado DDT. He goes for the cover, but Masood kicks out Ali's stump on Mansoor's in the corner, but Mansoor's grab him by the leg by kicking him down. Ali back up, but a spinning kick, but Mansoor is a spring buster by Mansoor's to take Ali down. The right hand by Mansoor's in the corner, he stumped on Ali, and Ali rolls to the outside. Mansoor goes for the suicide dive, but Ali with a kick, knocking him down, and Ali clamped the top rope. He goes for the splash. Mansoor's move shot out of the way, but Mansoor's hit him with a belly to belly suplex. Mansoor's clammed the top rope, and Mansoor's he goes for the cover, but Ali kicks out and receives it into a clutch. But Mansoor's gets to the ring rope. Ali climbed the top rope. He goes for the 54 splash, but Mansoor moves out of the way. Mansoor on the rope apron jumps over the top rope into the ring and hit Ali with a neck breaker. He goes for the cover, but get the pin. But and Ali attacked the Mansoors after the match. Music hits as someone wearing all white, a trending Saudi Arabia scarf, walking down to the ring with wear entering full face coverage. The man takes his scarf off and tanks Hamidi in solid manless name Krate. Keepton player from Saudi Arabia. He looks at Ali as Ali tells him to leave the ring, run towards him in a kick by a trunk, knocking him down. After attack, after the match, Mansoor hits someone wearing all white and trimmed Saudi Arabia scarf walking down to the ring with the interface covered. The man took his scarf off in a trunk Hamidi and saw a manless named Keith player from Saudi Arabia. I mean, yeah, because with Mustafa Ali and Mansoor, those two should never either might have been broken up as a tag team when they had Mustafa, and then he either much had, or they put him with Donovan Mason and T Bar. They had put, look, they come from NXT. Nobody didn't either much know they was come from NXT, but I did. And these people up on the WWE main roster, so especially these damn commentators, they are so damn dumb. They act like they don't either much know these people, like they don't check out NXT. You don't know who Mace is. You don't know who T-Bar is. You don't know who Diamond, Dakota, Dakaja is, but I do. I know those people because I remember him taking on Keith Lee as the NXT North American championship, and Keith Lee had beaten him. They have team because I seen Kevin Owens teamed up with Keith Lee. He teamed up with Dakota Kai and Tommaso Ciampa. They had beat Adam Cole and Kelly O'Reilly and Bobby Fish and Roderick Strong. They beat them in NXT Takeover in a cage match. And Mia Yim is from NXT. She has been in NXT. This girl been put in matches with Kairi Sane, Bianca Belair, Dakota Kai. She had been put in matches with Shayna Baszler down there in NXT, and they just have her to lose. Now she got caught up. She got brought up to the main roster. They are not doing nothing with her. We get Titus O'Neil and Natalia are in the ring with a four women holding a championship. They are for the Sabria breast cancer awareness. I mean, either much we the much have a pretty match. You run on the miles that match, and nothing that we'll have seen for those two teams before. Everyone played the best, hit almost, and did the huge big man strike. The AJ and Riddle pause were solid in Arn get his at the end. It didn't overstay it welcome, and they got to the point RK Bro versus the Usos is on for Survivor Series was predicted, so not much more to say here. So yeah, because I'm looking at this. I am looking at this, and okay, because I'm looking at the Raw Tag Team Champ was up next. They challenge AJ Styles up for a big Overton for the championship. RKO do and Randy Orton and Riddle through. Riddle did have a scratch. He middle his entertaining riding a camel with a handle. Cole said it was actually a Doom Draw said it a Campbell with one hammer. It was Orton and Riddle who beat Styles and Omos for the titles at SummerSlam. So we see Styles face off against Riddle with the fan chanting bro repeatedly. Styles go in a few punch, Riddle with a kick to the chest and Riddle with a kick on a running Styles. Orton got a nice pop when he was tagged in with kicks to the body. They fan chant RKO say Orton tried it but Styles solved him up Orton with a uppercut, followed by a stomp on the body and a boot to the head. Riddle jumps off and Orton for a twist splash and followed by a grit wrench suplex in the corner. Nearly Orton that lead to Omos tagging in for the first time with a body slam that Riddle slam stripping out of the move in a bout in a Orton with a fan that love Orton and Orton with a punch Orton no sell soul that in hit a shoulder tackle. Omos pick up Orton on the shoulder, leading to Omos sending Orton into the turnbuckle. Styles with stomp Orton with punches and stomping hits and a drop kick for two. Omos back in with a squeeze of the left shoulder. So Orton did a eye going and Riddle tagging in against Styles. Riddle with a jump kick. Riddle with a forearm on both guys in a suplex. Riddle hit a Broten splash in a running kick of the two. They exchange strikes with a Riddle hit a jump kick knee to the head. Orton back in the send Styles into the reels off of Omos and Orton hits a power slam. Orton want to a DDT almost grab Orton and Riddle. Grabbed it Omos and Orton sending Omos through the thirds into the ropes. Styles punches Omos. Styles with a phenomenal forearm, but Orton evaded it and hit and Orton hang pop of that. That was a great Riddle hit a four flat bro off the top for the pin for win on Styles for 8.40. I mean the match. I was not ready. I did not want to see Randy Orton and Matt Riddle drop those titles back to Omos because look, Vince McMahon is not going to push Omos in a singles run because he is just not ready to either much get booked it in these pushes. And either much with AJ Styles, you want to have him put, is in a tag team in a trashy tag team division next to Omos, and then you won't give. Look, this man should be either much be facing Big E for the WWE Championship. He should be facing Seth Rollins. He should be facing Seth Rollins. He should be facing Big E. He should be facing either much Big E. Keith Lee. He should be facing Karrion Cross because you don't know. You don't know how long he is going to be wrestling, and you don't know that because either much with Matt Riddle and Randy Orton is a tag team because Randy Orton is working with Matt Riddle, either much making him look better. And so you either much have Matt Riddle. Look, when WWE is ready to break up Matt Riddle in an RK, bro, that means that Matt Riddle is going to get a title shot, a WWE title shot in the near future. I'd like to see him take on Karrion Cross, Big E, a Big E, a Roman Reigns, a Karrion Cross, either much a Austin Theory, a Seth Rollins. I would like to see him either much face who else I can either much like to see him face whoever they got on that roster because Matt Riddle is just getting that little push he's getting because he connect with the crowd. That's who Matt Riddle connect with. So he is just fun and entertainment to either much watching the ring. And Matt Riddle, he can either much go because don't sleep on him. Because in hoping that Randy Orton that he can get him over the top. So good win. And it was just an average match with the championship retaining, thanking to that RKO near nowhere in the Riddle splash on Styles to get the win. Is not suspicious that Styles was the guy that got pinned instead of Omos. Was it protected and yet to be pinned in WWE? That was the expected results. Becky Lynch in the SmackDown Women's Championship was interviewed by Kevin Patrick. Lynch didn't like Kevin asking about Sasha Banks beating Becky when Kevin moted Becky can lose her title in a triple threat match without beginning pinning, and Becky know how a triple threat works. Lynch say this is time for the champion to remain everyone just who the hell she is. I mean, yeah, either much with Becky Lynch though, I still have forgot about SummerSlam. She has been sitting at home for the past 2 years at home and taking care of her child. She has been out of action. She come back and when Sasha Banks, when she wasn't either much at WrestleMania, either much when Sasha Banks, when she either much had though beat it Belly at SummerSlam, and with her and Bailey was running shots into the women's division. They have beat it. They have beat Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss. They have beat Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. They either much have beat it. Who else I said they beat it? They either much beat it the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane. They have beat it either much those tag. They ran a rough storm through the women's division. And then when you have when they lost that payback against Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax, and then Nia Jax was the one they WWE took the belts off of Bayley and Sasha Banks, and then have them Nia Jax beated them on SmackDown, and then you had Bayley turned it on her, and it set up a match with Sasha Banks beating her at WWE Hell in a Cell and taking the SmackDown Women's Championship off of her. So either much with Becky Lynch though, you see, I don't want to get in detail about SummerSlam. I was kind of pissed off that she won the SmackDown Women's Championship, but I'm not done quietly. Queen Lay crowned a tournament final, Dewdrop versus Selena Vega. Both women were wrestling a pants long sleeve shirts and a t-shirt on top. Dewdrop used her power to slay Vega down. Dewdrop blocked a kick and a headbutt Vega. Vega with a neck snap into the top rope. Vega jumped out the middle rope. Dewdrop changed her and Vega could not get a pin attempt. Dewdrop with a two double X handles along with an elbow drop. Dewdrop to the middle rope. Vega grabbed the leg and Vega hit a impressive tornado DDT for a two count. Vega with a kick for a two count. Dewdrop the dive. Vega back first into the turnbuckle. Vega won for a move, but Dewdrop come back with a clothesline. Dewdrop won for a cannonball in the corner. Vega with a double knee to the face and knee. Clothesline. Dewdrop went for a cannonball in the corner. Vega with a double knee to the face, a knee again. The turnbuckle for a two count. Vega charged, but Dewdrop hit a sidewalk slam for a two count. Dewdrop with a running senton splash for two. Dewdrop won for the running slam. Vega moved and Vega hit the cold red sunset flip power for the pinfall. That was at 5 minutes and 30 seconds. Because if you really think, and let me read this. The win, Selena Vega, but it was okay for the time given. Big difference in size, but the similar. Vega found a way to hit some big moves, and I thought she did the finish on Dewdrop. Really, they got about double the team. The most of the Queen Crown tournament match got so that good at last. After the match, Selena Vega walked it onto the stage where she put on a cap crown and grabbed a sculpted. Vega sat on the throne ring, announced Greg Hampton announced. With Selena Vega, she just won her. She beat it Tony Storm. She either much beat it Carmella. She have beat it Dewdrop, and she won the worst ranking Queen of the Ring tournament that I really do not either much want to see in the WWE no more. I really don't. So keep that off the television because Queen Got a Reign tournament don't have no business being on Crown Jewels pay-per-view. And if you really think WWE is gonna be pushing Selena Vega as a top WWE superstar, it ain't gonna happen. Because WWE is gonna go back burying her into these single matches, and she is not gonna be successful as the Queen of the Ring tournament. Like I had told Queen, I am. Y'all say y'all is a Selena Vega fan, but I am not a Selena Vega fan because I don't see her main event in WrestleMania anytime soon because you know Vince McMahon don't see no value in her as a main event star. He really don't. Because why her husband Alistair Black over there in AEW and she and people want to ask talking about why she's not over there in in AEW right along with her husband. She could have been working with Jay Kroger. She could have been working with I mean Ruby Soho. She could have been working with Britt Baker, Nyla Rose, Ruby Soho, Hashida. She could have been working with Zoe. Stark, she could have been working with her over there. With all every woman she could have been working with in AEW, she probably been a whole lot better. But they did not have enough room over there for her in AEW, and she signed a contract with the company. Look, man, she is gonna be it is gonna be bad. I'm telling you that. Look what they did with Baron Corbin. They didn't do nothing with him when he was the king of the ring tournament. And I know we don't like this guy. They did not do nothing with him. And the way I'm looking at that is going with a heel. Queen Vega was the right move. I think she continued to do some strong promos working, and this will make her more of a, I mean, EGOTISTICA eligible heel as well. I don't think so. There three was a video show about some of the event from Radio See This Star one day Eastern. So a package all about Goldberg feuding with Bobby Ashley landing to their no holds barred match at Crown Jewel is personal rivalry. So it was announced that this was a no holds barred match. Barry, which was already nowhere a foul count out anywhere as well that was added to the match today. Bobby Ashley was up first as the heel in the match with a fans bawling the former WWE champion. The fans were chanted right on cut as Goldberg music. Then there was a kick knocking on his dressing room door. Goldberg made his entry. There was any impressive pole display and use so Goldberg made his way onto the stage. The fans were different behind Goldberg here. So we get no holds barred foul countouts anywhere match. I shouldn't have to say that. So Ashley had his head whipped with a chin. Goldberg attacked with punching, and Ashley punched Goldberg with his chin. Harley Ashley whipped Goldberg shoulder first into the turnbuckle, and ring post Ashley brought a steel chair into the ring and hit Goldberg in the back several times, and Ashley sent Goldberg into the turnbuckle again with Goldberg's shoulders hit the turnbuckle. Ashley brought a table into the ring. Ashley was shoulder on the left knee that hit a bruise on it. Ashley set up a table against the turnbuckle. Goldberg was back up and Ashley hit a shoulder tackle to the left knee. Ashley put a steel chair on Goldberg's left knee and stomping on the chair. Ashley jumped out the bottom row with a stomp on the chair when Goldberg stumbled back up to his feet. Ashley challenged and hit a spear through the table that he set up because Goldberg moved when Ashley feeling go back up Goldberg in a spear. Goldberg went for a jackhammer. He actually connected with it was put surprised by that, but Goldberg hit a perfect. Goldberg took off the two black gloves he had on, gloves sending Ashley out of the ring. Goldberg was limping, and Goldberg give Ashley a spear through a barricade at ringside. Goldberg locked it up under the ring for something. He found nothing and sent Ashley into the barricade. Goldberg sent Ashley into the top of the announce table. Goldberg put Ashley head against the bottom half of the steel steps, and Goldberg tried to throw the top half of the steel steps onto Ashley, but Ashley moves out of the way, and Ashley stumbles back into the feet and walk up the ramp with Goldberg follows him. When Ashley made it nearly up the ramp, that when Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander of the Hurt Business show up, they had kendo sticks. Goldberg kicked Benjamin and did a back body drop on Alexander. Alexander. Goldberg hit Ashley in the ribs with a kendo stick. Ashley was standing on the top of the ramp, so Goldberg gave him a spear off the ramp, and they landed on peeling of a table that was under some black cover. It probably a 10, 15-foot bump on the table. Goldberg covered Ashley there and got the pin when Ashley had blood on his right arm eye. It won't, went 11 and 25 minutes. It was physical, hard hitting match as especially Ashley dominated the first half, then Goldberg hit the spear and jackhammer usually won him a match, but he want to do more than that in this match. That lands to more intensity from Goldberg as he finished off Ashley with the spear of the ramp through the table. That was better than I thought it would be, and also long than most Goldberg matches. I thought Ashley should have won, but I guess WWE feels like Goldberg deserved to get the revenge and put him over at the same time. It makes sense for the story. To Goldberg credit, this was probably his best matches in several years. It will uh Certainly, considering longer than most Goldberg matches. So Goldberg celebrated with some kids at ringside. Ashley was getting help up. Goldberg spoke to the camera saying, "You should mess with the family." Yeah, you either much should because Ashley paid the price, and if you really thought Bill Goldberg was not coming back for his revenge, you are wrong because at SummerSlam, that when MVP had got involved into the match, he had hit MVP, hit him in the knee with a cane, and he did more attacking on Bill Goldberg's leg, and his son jumped on his back. He put him in a hurt lock and kept swinging him and throwing him on the mat. And Bob Ashley paid the price for it tonight. And let me tell you, some of this building, what they did with Bob Ashley against Matt Riddle, Drew McIntyre at WWE Hell in a Cell and Payback Rules against Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman at Backlash and at Payback Rules. He had beating Kofi Kingston at WWE Money in the Bank, and I guess WWE had thrown that out of. They just built him up as a badass monster, is a heel, and WWE done throw that all the way out of the door. And I don't see him winning the WWE Championship back anytime soon. So, King of the Ring final. Finn Balor versus Xavier Woods. Balor and Woods did a first bump out of respect. Signs is they are both baby faces. Balor with a thin headlock to get control early. Woods got out of it and hit a Russian leg sweep. Woods with a sun slap flip. Attempted Balor got to his feet and hit a low drop kick. Balor with a headlock, Woods with a belly to belly suplex, belly heels on, and Balor with for a crossface submission, but Woods got to the rope. Woods with a jump and side kick. Sometime the backdrop toes holds into ropes and drop kick to the back. Woods with a kick to the head. Ballard chant Woods and did a double leg takedown into the stump. They got into a chop striking exchange and Ballard hit a elbow dropping to receive a DDT for a 2. Ballard with a signature blade neck breaker, but Woods come back with a super kick for a 2. And well, let me stop. Come back. I'm reading because I don't want to get it wrong. Come back with Woods with a chop, then punches Ballard and sending him into the ropes. They exchange strikes and Ballard hit a overhead kick to knocking Ballard guys down. Woods left Ballard weak, who come back with a elbow and Woods. Elbow and Woods got inside a cradle for 2. Woods won't up top. Ballard with a leaping kick and Ballard was up top. So Woods hit a superplex for a 2. Woods won't up top. He walked it the ropes and jumped it with the elbow drop, but Ballard got the knee up for a 2 count. Ballard with a signature blade neckbreaker followed by the shotgun drop kick into the turnbuckle. Ballard up top. He jumped off. Woods moved and Ballard missing the double feet stomp. Woods with a inside credible kick to the head and a super into the knee and went to up top again. He walked the ropes against. He delivered the top rope elbow drop for the pin with a at 9:40. This match went on 9 minutes. So we Woods by the pin in a knee and King of the Ring, Xavier Woods like good stuff. Here the biggest win of Xavier Woods' St. Career, and I thought he was the right choice. I liked that it was a back and forth match. It was fair, even the wire and then Woods hit a series of moves, and that was each to put Ballard away. The top rope walk into the elbow drop is expressive looking finish because of how far Woods can jump and how higher he can. Ballard wasn't available to hit the cup do grace finish during the match, so it made sense for Woods to win. I do I don't think Balor would be hurt by the loss. I hope he a top guy on Raw. Xavier Woods went over to the thorn that was on the stage. Wood put on the scarf and then crown and trying to put the cap on, but the cap feels off of Woods. Say the fix later. Woods was announced as king. What the hell? Hold up. His thing had jumped it off, so it had jumped it off. Yeah, because it had got knocked it off, so because I said that because you know it had yeah, because it had got knocked off, so because it had got knocked it off. Yeah, because I mean with Xavier Woods though, I mean like with the EC, I think King Woods should better than King Xavier, but same they can figure out in the future. I am happy for Xavier Woods has take talk about waiting to be king for a long time. So I hope he his fans with it. I said that because with Xavier, I know he was gonna win Queen of Rain tournament. He need to be pushed in these singles runs. I don't give a damn whoever he's in the ring with. He need to keep stacking up those wins because you know Finn Balor now. You had him lose against Roman Reigns at WWE Eliminating Chamber as the Demon. And then you have Finn Balor lose against Xavier Wood. Look, this loss ain't gonna hurt Finn Balor because I hope WWE does push Finn Balor in these singles matches. Because I heard WWE Raw they want to push him to a fresh start. He need to be in the ring with Karen Crows. He need to be in the ring with Big E, Karen Crows, Seth Rollins. He need to be. I wouldn't. Who else I can name? He need to be in the ring. I mean, with Damian Priest, he need to be in the ring with Keith Lee. He need to be in the ring with, and they can build his build his momentum back up, and like being bad. Like I hope WWE ain't trying to fuck over him. I'm just hoping that they are not. So we get a video ad about the WWE Championship match between Championship Big E and a champ Drew McIntyre, who is a two-time WWE champion. It's other matches between two faces that have respect for each other. So Drew McIntyre was up for following by the WWE champion. Big E guys were cheered over, curious since the are both face. The two wrestlers stood in the ring as the ring announcer Greg Hamilton did the in in introduction. I think Greg is fast at his job. So is for the WWE champion. I am sure most of y'all read this already know that, but Big E is staying on Raw and Drew is going to SmackDown starting this Friday. But they did a couple. I mean, did a couple show tackling early with nobody get the advance of Drew with a arm drag into an arm bar. Biggie with a leapfrog, Drew run the ropes and Biggie hit him with a elbow slam. Biggie won't a big moves on the apron, but Biggie rolls out of the way. Drew hits a belly-to-belly suplex on the floor. That was impressive. Back in the ring, Drew with chop and Drew got a takedown with a side Russian leg sweep for the two legs on an armbar. Biggie bounced out the rope with a Drew hit a jump spine buster for a 2 count. Biggie middle the comeback with a belly to belly overhead suplex, followed by a belly to belly side slam and a running then um ropes. But Drew hits of the belly to belly suplex across the ring. Drew with a neck breaker. Biggie was back up with a other belly to belly side slam, followed by a running splash. Drew used his leg to roll Biggie for two, and the Drew hits a Mitch Knuckle drive, set up a power slam for a 2 count. Drew jumps over the top to the apron. Then Drew up top and Big E avoids and attack Big E with a U-Rain slam for a 2 count. Drew with the glass globe kiss headbutt, more like headbutt his own main cause I just say headbutt his own. Biggie got a roll up for a 2, and Drew hit a future shock DDT for a 2. The fan chant this is awesome for the match with a lot of 2 count Drew with for a Claymore kick. Biggie change him in a hit a power bomb. Great counting. Biggie applies the stretch muffin submission stretch for the left leg and around the neck. Drew sold it really well and countering it. Biggie kick Drew off him and Biggie hit the Biggie ended for the 2 that is Biggie finish move. So that a big kick out right there. Biggie tries to set up Drew on the top rope. Then Drew stumble out. Biggie got a hold of Drew on the top rope. Biggie tees a big end of the top. But Drew punches him to stop that. Drew hits a big dog off the top of the two greatest countering move there. Biggie was back up. Biggie ducks out of the way of changing Drew, and Drew hits the middle after of a charging Drew, and Drew hits the mat after the missile Claymore kick. Biggie run the ropes. Drew surprises him and hit a Claymore kick for two. The fan chanted "Holy shit" briefly. Then "This is awesome" and one more time as well. McIntyre went for a move of the ropes. Biggie got a hold of him, sprang Drew around, and Biggie hit the Biggie ending for the pin win. 13 and 31 seconds, yeah. This was fun match. Drew always deliver a great pay-per-view match. And Biggie is um centric, a capable of it. He as he keep getting chance to show what he can do. It wasn't necessary a long match, but it was all have a lot of action right off the bat, and a lot of the near fall as well. Sometime guys got 13 minutes spending half the match doing chin lock. This was not that. This was all action, was working both guys. This was excellent. What it need to be with Biggie beat McIntyre in a completion match to help solidify Biggie as a credible WWE champion. When Drew kicks out of the first big ending, it was obvious that Biggie was kicked out of the Claymore kick, and since that such a protected move, it mean a lot for Biggie to kick out of the it. Biggie winning was obvious since he won the title recently. Drew is going to SmackDown, and Biggie is going to stay on Raw as a top guy of the show. After the match, Biggie said silence to you, Drew, and Drew was up in the ass. So he gave a thumbs up, grand true to Biggie that lead to Biggie saying respect to you, and he get started. Drew is out of the WWE title hunt now and on to SmackDown and feud with Roman Reigns currently coming soon. All through they might wait a bet to do it. Yeah, because I enjoyed that matchup with Drew McIntyre because he's gonna go over there. Look, Drew McIntyre probably is not gonna win the Royal Rumble because he is not the man that is gonna beat Roman Reigns. Because you know how WWE is, they are gonna play, they are gonna wait patiently till they do this match with Roman Reigns because I don't see him taking the title out of Roman Reigns. I just don't think he is not the guy to beat Roman Reigns. He is not it because, like I just said, with Roman with Drew McIntyre, he's going to be going over there. Working with Jeff Hardy, Sheamus. He's going to be working with Jeff Hardy. He's going to be working with Sheamus. He is going to be working with how many WWE superstars I'm going to be saying? You got the Usos over there. Hit Row is over there. You either much guy, and he is going to be fighting to get to that WWE Universal Championship. And then you got Suki over there on SmackDown. And I mean, let's see. What is Drew McIntyre gonna do? Because now you got Big E got need fresh challengers like Seth Rollins, Keith Lee, Karen Cross, Finn Balor, Damian Priest. He got fresh challengers over there on Monday Night Raw to work with. Let's build Keith Lee. Big E up as the top guy in the company. Whoever the winner out of the Raw Rumble is, let Keith Lee. I'm sorry, whoever the winner, and I think Big E should drop that title at WrestleMania. He should be dropping that belt. And so we get to the SmackDown Women's title. I mean, did get video package treatment. The SmackDown Women's Champion Becky was up for a big star reception for her and Sasha Banks. Got a big pop to even though she healed they did show match highlights showing how they got to the match, but not a video package like saying some of the other matches. Bianca Belair was last, and the fans really like her ring announcer. But we get the Sasha Banks Women's Championship and Becky Lynch versus Sasha versus Bianca. Like the others women match, the women are wrestling in pants, long sleeve gear under the and the t-shirt on the top of the it regular triple threat was the first pin or submission wins their match. Belair shows off her power early squash Lynch against the turnbuckle in a falls away slam on Banks. Belair with a presso slam on Banks, and Belair even did it with on one hand. Lynch pulls Belair out of the ring and sends Belair into the barricade. Banks with a takedown, using her legs, and Banks rolls to Banks with a slap to the face, landing to a arm drag off the ropes. But then Becky bridging out of a pin attempt. Banks sent Lynch into Belair, who was on the apron. Becky kicks got chanted by Banks, and Sasha hits a mutual double knee attack for two. Banks with a big dog on Lynch well kicked Belair out of the apron. Belair sent Banks into the turnbuckle and kicked her Banks with a head scissors on Belair into Lynch. Banks with a D2 Lynch, Belair with a Banks on her shoulders, and then Lynch hit a missile drop kick out the middle work for a 2 count. Lynch with a flip neck breaker on Belair. Lynch dropped a elbow drop. Belair avoided a leg drop from Lynch. Then a Lynch grabbed the ankle, and Lynch hit a bulldog for a 2. Banks on the apron. Lynch kicked her, and Lynch jumps off the middle row with a leg drop for a 2. Lynch hit a the explosive sunset flip on Banks, a woman for a 2 count. Women for a 2 count. Lynch says she history making a game changer. Lynch jumping off the top, then Banks and Belair chanting her in her arm. and they toss Lynch into the turnbuckle. Banks and Belair takes turns getting a near fall. Then Banks hits a arm drag and Belair hits a shoulder attack and Banks and Belair with a backflip into a drop kick. And Banks counted a suplex into a super of her own. Sasha hit the third Amigo suplex on Eddie Guerrero, and some fans know it's so then cheating Eddie after that Banks won't up top and she won't for a splash. Belair moves and Banks low land on her feet. Banks with a knee to Lynch and send Belair into the turnbuckle. Banks changed, but Belair got in the way. Saw Banks into the ropes. Lynch and Belair each to pin attempt and each other. Lynch with a kick, but then Belair come back with a spine buster. For two, Belair head Lynch on her shoulder. She used Lynch's feet to knock Banks down. Lynch landed on her feet and Belair hit a great buster. Belair won't to splash, but Lynch got her knees up to block it. Three women went for a few moves on Belair, show off her power with a suplex on Banks. Belair with a moonsault attempted, but the other two women moved Banks with a Banks statement over Belair. Well, Lynch applies to disarm her on Belair, and they Sasha and Becky let go fight each other. Lynch with a uppercut followed by a kick. Lynch jumped it off of the top with nothing because Banks moved and Banks did Banks stabber into the Banks statement submission. Belair was back in the ring with a moonsault on both women for a 2 count. I mean, on both women, Belair Banks with a knee to the jaw off Banks in a head scissors. They was some Sasha chant, but not that low. Banks grabbed Belair hair, landed to knock kick to the body. Belair used their hair to trip Banks onto a pin in Lynch. Break up the pin attempt. Lynch with a forearm on both women. Banks hit a Belair in the corner and Lynch hit the man slam on Banks for a 2 with Belair breaks up with a punch. Belair battled Lynch. Belair won't for a move. Lynch sent her to the apron. Lynch hit Belair with a forearm. Banks jumped out. Belair landed to a knee to Lynch. Banks with a knee to Belair. Belair did a backflip off the apron. Belair apron Banks with a kendo stick to the grit. And Lynch jumped off, then a announce table onto both women. No count outs in a triple threat match. Lynch rolls back into the ring and Lynch hit a double under hook slam. Lynch applies the disarm her on Belair. Banks backing, so Lynch tripping up Banks to a Lynch went for the demolish on her on both women. Belair power back up, but then Banks hit a back statement on Belair. Lynch with a spin kick on Banks, and Banks forget out of the Belair with a kiss of death KOD on Lynch, but Banks proved Belair from pinning Lynch, rose up Belair in and inside a cradle by trying up to limp off Banks, and Lynch grabbed the rope for the pinfall. As said the announce notice it's not a DQ since there are no counter or DQ in a triple threat match. It was 19 and 25. Look, I enjoyed the match because I enjoyed the match was technical, solid, sound with a lot of pin attempts in moment where it feel like any of the women could win. It went a bit longer because I think when you do a triple threat match, there's so much action already, and I am not a handful of those kinds of matches. Going 20 minutes like that fans were into most of, but then there was a uh was long, I think, did a nice job of putting over Belair power throughout the match. Banks was very careful as kin of a twin, and Lynch was pretty heel even through the fans cheering her at lot their wish finish moves that was using to win the match. It was an inside cradle with the ropes. That shows Lynch had to get a assistant to get the win, whether the win in a clear manner. Becky celebrated with the SmackDown Women Championship, even though she on Raw and Raw Women Championship. Charlotte Flair is on SmackDown, where Lynch hold up her title in the ring. There was a pro road display. Badass looks heartbroken about the loss, where Banks was furious. It was be interesting to see what they do with the women's titles. It could be a case of Lynch and Flair swiping the titles like New Day and the Street Profits did last year, but I do not know if what WWE want to do that again or trying something else. Either much, let me tell you something. Either much with Sasha Banks, I really and nobody don't want to see Sasha Banks feud her and Charlotte going on for a couple of months. And then either much with Sasha Banks though, I think she need to win the Royal Rumble and get that monkey off her get that bad taste out of her mouth. Cause she lost to Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. But Sasha Banks, though, whoever the SmackDown Women Championship is, or the Raw Women Champion, she needs to challenge them for that title and finally get her win at WrestleMania because Belly is gonna be coming back, and you can have Belly still be she just a heel on a microphone who cutting good promos in between the lines and fans that's booing. Look, Belly when she was in the Thunderdome, she carried that women's division. She been the longest WWE SmackDown Women's Championship for 300 days. That girl done put over Bianca Belair at Hell in a Cell. Done put over Bianca Belair at Backlash. She done put over Bianca Belair. I mean, if she would have put over Bianca Belair at WWE Money in the Bank, if she didn't tow her ACL up, Bianca Belair would have been built up stronger as a WWE SmackDown Women's Championship. And they did everything they could ever since Bianca Belair won it at WrestleMania. They didn't do nothing else with her. when she won it at WrestleMania. But Bianca Belair, I think she probably gonna win that Raw Women's Championship coming up at the Raw Rumble. And if she don't win that Raw Women's Championship, I am gonna be mad if she don't win it, because you know how I get. Because I don't like to see Bianca Belair getting fucked up. This girl, the main event at WrestleMania with Sasha Banks and won a SmackDown Women's Champion. She don't want an ESPY Awards. Now she's the top women, number one in the WWE. Look, I'm alright with that. I'm not mad about it. Because Bianca Belair, that's my girl. I have a whole lot of respect for her, a whole lot of love for her. I'll be a Bianca Belair fan forever. Because WWE, they don't give a shit about that. So after 3 hours and 30 minutes of the main event show was time for the main event video package. It Universal Championship Roman Reigns defend a title against Brock Lesnar. The story was that um Brock returned at SummerSlam. He claimed Paul knows, and that leaded to Roman question Paul loyalty to him. Heyman was a big part of the story going into the match, and Heyman actually shocked world on full display in the last 2 months. Lesnar was fun as a babyface in the build to this match. To Reign has been his use awesome self. So the Universal Champ Roman Reigns was up first with the Wise Man, Special Counselor Paul Heyman by his side. The radio crowd give a Heyman reception to Reigns as he entered the stage. Reigns hold the Universal title a lot of pro. Went out the stadium. Reigns took a long time to get down to the ring because that was he does the fans were low doing the entrance where Heyman holds the Universal title up in the air. I like Roman a lot, but not sure if Cole called him the super cockstick is going to get over. So we get the Universal Champ Roman Reigns look like in great snaps for his first match in over a year, in 44 years over 44 years old. They did an immediate lockup with a near guy getting the average, and the Lesnar got in a some punches. Reigns forget back with a elbow punch. Lesnar lift Reigns into the turnbuckle, leading to a shoulder tackle. Reigns with a forearm. Lesnar with for a ground slam, and Reigns hold on to the ropes. Lesnar managed to get a hold of Reigns and hit a German suplex, landing to Suplex City Champ. They left the ring with Lesnar kicking Reigns into the barricade, but then Reigns sent Lesnar into the ring post. Lesnar lifted Reigns back into the ring. The fan chanted, "Let's go." Roman Suplex City, a bet Lesnar was on the apron, and Reigns hit him with the Superman punch to knock Lesnar down. Reigns run the ropes. Lesnar to hang dive over the top onto Lesnar on the floor. The camera was behind Lesnar for the move, so it looked like Reigns was jumping into the screen. back in the ring. Rain hits a spear, but a two that's a spear in the first 5 months for just a 2 count. Range with a Superman punch. Lesnar was stunned as he bounced into the ropes. Range with a other Superman punch that knocked Lesnar down. Range did his yelling. He challenged for a spear, and Lesnar jumps over him, who Range bumped into the turnbuckle. The fan chanted, "This is awesome" for them as Lesnar smiles. Lesnar hit a German suplex to more time with Cole. Nothing that three total, and fan chanted one more time for Brock Lesnar. Hit a third strike German suplex. Lesnar had range on his shoulder and hit the F5 for a 2 count. Lesnar with stunning that is was only a 2 count. Lesnar went for a F5 again, but range countered it into a glide line choke slam that Rain has used a finish as a finish at time. Lesnar figured out of the submission, pick up Rain and hit a spring bust. Lesnar hit the F5 with range, loading, landing a refused. Charles Robinson was bumped at a unbelievable to counter. The fan chanted as Lesnar covered. Range, but there was no referee. Lesnar started at Hamilton. At ringside, Lesnar pick up and drop it. Robinson, who bumped on the ring to the floor. When Lesnar turned around, Reigns was back up and hit a spear. Both guys were down selling it. There was a shot of Heyman at ringside, and he did not know what to do, so he tossed the Universal title between both guys. Heyman shouted, "You know what to do with it." Lesnar grabbed the title first. Then Reigns grabbed it, and the Usos were in the ring with a deep double super kick on Lesnar. Reigns hit Lesnar with the Universal title, and a new referee, Chad Patterson, went down to the ring and countered the pinfall. Win for Reigns. It went about 12-20. So that was a very entertaining main event with a big move throughout the referee bump, making me ground a bite, but I am not the surprise by it because then it leads to the spot when Heyman tossed the title in the ring. Fans had to decide who he was throwing the title to the spot with the Universal saving the Usos saving Reign consistently with many of Reign titles over the last year, including WrestleMania when Jay helped it. Roman in the match was a well. Lesnar really worked well as a babyface. It been a long time since he been in the kin of the babyface role, but he pulled it out very well. The problem with the second referee spot is low call. You could say Chad Patterson say the illegal interference in the belt shot. So why would he could count the pin in reality? That a normal question, but WWE land they don't bring that up. They just agree it and moves on. It could CERTA INLY concentric leading to other range and lesnar match with stipulation that proved the Usos from interfering like a steel cage in a Hell in a Cell or something like that. Away the 400 plus days title range and Roman Reigns continue. I expect that to be the case. Roman and Paul Heyman went up the ramp with the Usos announcing, pushing the story of who Heyman was tossing the belt to. Reigns starred as Heyman as Paul handled Reigns the title, and Lesnar was showing in the ring looking angry. That was the end of the show after hour. I said, yeah. And with Roman Reigns, though, whoever the winner comes out of WrestleMania and face Roman Reigns for that SmackDown Women's Champion, because I had sent a comment to Greg Mikeberg because I follow him on his Eagle podcast every Saturday, and I follow him on his um every Saturday. And I asked him about if The Rock is not going to be delivered this year and either much face Roman Reigns, who is going to be the next guy line. He said, he told me, Steve Harris, that if The Rock shows up at the Royal Rumble and gets in a face of Roman Reigns, and then that Roman Reigns be the one that put his cousin over, and then he beats The Rock, and then he does give a stand ovation to his cousin, and that will be his last match that you will ever see in the WWE. And then after that, The Rock, though, is going to be in Hollywood for filming movies. So either much in AEW, if they had like WWE, they are in a stuck spot right now with Roman Reigns is 417 days. 417 days is the SmackDown Universal Championship. So they in right now they in some deep water. Till they figure out, look, WWE should be trying to build somebody up as this strong, badass babyface that who can take the title off of Roman Reigns and win the Royal Rumble at WrestleMania. That's who they should build up. And you want to tell me about the dude in AEW? And you talking about Mac standing. If he jumps ship the WWE, he can either much as clash Roman Reigns out and take the Universal Championship away from him. But we've been on this show for 1 hour and 47 seconds. So for 1 hour and 47 seconds, we either much have been on this show covering Saudi Arabia. So hopefully I'll do a Monday Night Raw show and y'all can tell me how do y'all feel about it.